Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back to the channel today. Today we will solve B part of problem 4. We solved A part of problem 4 in the previous class. This one says perform graphically the following vector additions and subtractions where vector A, vector B and vector C are the vectors drawn below. Here are the three vectors. This is vector A, this is vector B and this is vector C in magnitude and directions. Um, the first problem says we should get the vector addition for vector A and vector B. B added to A. And then the second one says we should add all the three vectors. The third one said we should subtract vector B from vector A. And then the fourth one says we should subtract vector C from the vector sum of A and B. Okay, now what we are going to do here is we're going to bring a paper. I want to show you how you can do this accurately. So what you will do now is to draw vector A. Make sure you do not change the direction and you do not change the magnitude. Okay, so I'm going to draw my vector A. You can see vector A is directed like this. I am also drawing it like this. Okay, so I now draw my vector A. This is my vector A. This is my vector A. Okay, vector A. Same direction as what I am given here, same magnitude. Next, I will now take this vector B and place it here so that the tail of vector A is linked with the head of the tail of vector B is linked with the head of vector A. Again, I will not change the direction of the vector, so I have to be careful in doing this. So I have this. Great. Oh, this is interesting. Great. You see, it's in this direction and I'm drawing it parallel to my B. So I have, this is my vector B. So this is vector B. This is vector B. Now, the resultant of these two vectors is a vector drawn from the tail of A to the head of B. Okay, that is the resultant. That is our A plus B. So we now draw this from the tail of A, from the tail of A all the way. I'm sorry, all the way. Oh, it bent, but at least you understand it. From the tail to the head. So this is my this is my vector from the tail of A to the head of B. This is my A plus B. Okay, with this you have solved the Roman number 1 part of the problem. Let's now move on to Roman number 2. Okay, for Roman number 2, we are adding all the three vectors, A plus B plus C, all the three vectors added together. So we're going to repeat what we did before without drawing this one. So I will do it here. Now I will draw my vector A again, okay, parallel to what I have here. Okay, great. So this is my vector A. Okay, my vector A. This is my vector A. Great. Then I now turn it and draw another vector parallel to what I have there. Okay. Okay, look at the direction. Let me bring this one so that you can see it clearly. uh, yes, so this is the vector. You can see that is parallel to what I have here, same direction, same magnitude. So this is my vector B. Now if I want my vector C, I will now bring my vector C. Can you see vector C? I want you to see this vector C. Can you see this is how it is directed down like this? So I will go to the head of vector B that I drew and draw my vector vector C in that direction I am given. In that direction I am given. So I will draw my vector C. Okay, this is the direction of vector C. So I will make sure that I do not change the magnitude. So what I did was vector A has 3 inches, vector B 2 inches, and vector C 1 inch. Okay, I'm trying to maintain that in everything. So this is my vector C. You can see that the tail of the second vector is joined with the head of the first, and the tail of the third vector with the head of the second. Now we can draw our resultant vector, which is the sum of all the 3 vectors. Okay, uh, as usual I want to maintain this red. So I have from here all the way to here. So this is my result. Okay, this is vector A plus vector B plus vector C. If you like, you can firstly find the resultant of A and B. Okay, you can find the resultant of A and B. You can draw it from the tail of A all the way to the head of B. You see what you have here? This is your vector A plus vector B. Then it means you are going to ignore this one and this one. You ignore this, you ignore this. You only consider 2 vectors, this one and this one, and now you draw their resultant from here to here, and that is your A plus B. It means my A plus B is this vector. You see this one, which is the addition of A and B, vector addition. And then I am now adding it to C. This is vector C. I added it to C and I obtained the result. So I hope this is very clear. Then we move on to remember this is Roman number 2. We now move on to Roman number 3. Okay, in Roman number 3, it says we should subtract B from A. So what we will do is that we need another vector. You see this B, vector B, we need another vector that is minus B. So we are going to use it and not this vector B. Okay, so vector that is minus B has same magnitude as vector B. Vector B is 2 inches, I told you. So this one is also 2 inches. So I have same magnitude but in the opposite direction. You see, the direction is opposite. So this one is my minus B. So to get A minus B, I will ignore this one. I will not use this one. I will take this one, negative B, and join it with this. So clearly what I will do is that I will first of all draw this one. If I draw it, I will now carry this one and join it here. The tail here should be here. Then I will now draw my resultant from the tail of the first to the head of the last vector. Having said that, let me draw my vector. Sorry. Okay, let me draw my vector A. I want to make sure that it is parallel. So My vector A is a vector 3 inches long, so I have this is vector A and the direction is here, so I have my vector A. Okay, then minus B means I am taking, don't forget you are taking this one, so you now bring it here. Okay, bring it here, and remember it is how many inches? 2 inches starting from 0, so I will have something like this, 2 inches. Okay, and this is my negative B. So my A minus B is a vector drawn from the tail here to the head here. So I will just place my ruler and draw a vector that is the resultant of those two. So I will do it as quickly as possible, from here all the way to here. So this is my result. This line is my A vector A minus B. With this we have solved the third one. Okay, this is A, this is negative A, added together you have A minus B. Now let us move on to the fourth, which is the final one. Now for the fourth and final one, if you look at what is happening here, you have minus C. Okay, so this means the vector C, you need its negative, just as you needed negative B in the third problem here. So, and you also need A plus B. So it means the first thing you should do is to go to this vector and draw its negative counterpart. Okay, then you added A plus B in the same way you did in Roman number 1, but do not draw the resultant. Okay, then you now add negative B to it. Okay, you now add negative C, sorry, you add negative C to it, and then you can now draw your resultant. Having said that, let's see how we can do that accurately. Okay, this is the first thing I said, draw your negative C. This is where I have my C. So my C is 1 inch long. Where is it? Great, so I have this. Okay, so my negative C is right here. Okay, in the opposite direction, since this is this way, my negative C is this one. This is my negative C, and I'm going to use this one and not this one. Next, I will now add A to B. This is my A and this is my B. So what I did in one, I will repeat that. So I will have my A here. Great. So great, this is my vector A. Okay, my vector A. Then my vector B, look at how it is directed. Okay, so I will also draw that vector. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that it's parallel. Okay, all what we are doing, remember, it is sketching. If you want to draw the accurate one that is 100% correct, you must measure the angles. Okay, you must know the angles they make with the horizontal, but this one we are simply sketching. Okay, great. Now this is our vector B. So you have your A here, you have your B here. Okay, now we now bring our negative C. Look at your negative C is here, so you carry it and paste it here, so it will be in this direction. So I have my negative C here. Okay, I have My negative C here is 1 inch long, so great. Great. So this is my negative C. Okay, negative C vector. Now, finally, I can draw the resultant from here all the way to here. So, where is my red pen? So, I will now draw it like this from here all the way to the head of the negative C. This is my resultant. So this is my A plus B minus C. You see, A plus B minus C. And of course, just as we did in Roman number 3 here, that I said you can get the resultant of these two first, and then later the resultant here should be added to the C, and then you get the resultant of the 2. You can also do the same here if you want to. You can choose to get the resultant of A and B first. Then you draw the resultant. Let me show you. You draw the resultant from the tail of A all the way to the head of B. Okay, then this line is your A plus B. It means you are going to ignore this one, you are going to ignore this one, and you only have this A plus B and then negative C. So you can see now you can draw from the tail of A plus B all the way to the head of negative C, and it means you are adding this one to this one. So you have A plus B for this one and then minus C. So the result will still be the same. So you have a choice. If you want to take the first one, if you also want to take the second one. With this, we have successfully solved problem 4B, and thank you for watching. If you have any question, let me see that on the comment section. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.